One of America's oldest and most enduring mysteries began over 400 years ago on a small island off the coast of North Carolina. The story of the Lost Colony of Roanoke is a tale of courage, ambition, and ultimately a chilling disappearance that still baffles historians and scientists today. How did over 100 settlers vanish without a trace? What clues did they leave behind, and why have none of the theories been able to solve this mystery completely? Let's delve into the strange and haunting story of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. The story begins in 1584, when English explorers Philip Amadas and Arthur Barlow, under orders from Sir Walter Raleigh, arrived on Roanoke Island. They were scouting potential sites for the first permanent English colony in the New World. Impressed by the resources and strategic location, they reported back to Raleigh, who was enthusiastic about establishing an English presence to expand trade, mine resources, and compete with the Spanish Empire. Soon, Raleigh secured permission from Queen Elizabeth I, and in 1585, the first group of English colonists set sail for Roanoke. This initial colony, consisting primarily of soldiers, faced serious challenges. They struggled to find sufficient food, dealt with disease, and had a series of conflicts with the native Algonquin tribes, particularly after some misunderstandings led to violence. The colony's relationship with the local tribes deteriorated further, eventually reaching a breaking point. After a difficult year, the first group of settlers returned to England with Sir Francis Drake, who had stopped by on a resupply mission in 1586. Determined not to give up, Raleigh organized a second attempt. In 1587, he sent another group to Roanoke, this time with men, women, and children. 117 settlers in total, hoping a more balanced community would have a better chance of thriving. This time, John White, an artist and mapmaker, was appointed governor. White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, was among the settlers, and soon after their arrival, she gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. But troubles quickly arose. Supplies ran low, and tensions with the local tribes worsened, placing the colony under threat. White decided to return to England to gather fresh supplies and more settlers, leaving behind the colony, including his daughter and granddaughter. He planned to return quickly, but fate had other plans. Due to the outbreak of the Anglo-Spanish War in 1588, nearly all English ships were commandeered to defend against the Spanish Armada, delaying White's return. He was forced to wait 3 long years before he could set sail back to Roanoke in 1590. When John White finally returned to Roanoke, he found an eerie silence. The settlement was completely abandoned, the structures dismantled, and no settlers in sight. The only clue to their fate was the word CROATOAN, carved into a post, and crow, etched on a nearby tree. There were no signs of violence or struggle, and no graves or human remains were found, just these 2 cryptic carvings. White took CROATOAN to mean that the settlers had moved to CROATOAN Island, now known as Hatteras Island, where a friendly tribe lived. However, due to stormy weather and dwindling supplies, White was forced to abandon the search, never knowing what became of his family and the other settlers. The mystery of the Lost Colony of Roanoke has puzzled historians, archaeologists, and scientists ever since. Numerous theories have been proposed, each trying to explain the fate of the settlers. One of the most commonly accepted theories is that the settlers integrated with nearby Native American tribes, particularly the CROATOANs. Historians point to accounts of later European explorers encountering Native American tribes with European features, such as blue eyes or light hair, as potential evidence of intermarriage between the colonists and the tribes. In recent years, DNA testing efforts have been launched to trace any European ancestry in the present-day descendants of the CROATOAN tribe, but so far, no conclusive evidence has been found. Another popular theory suggests that the settlers tried to relocate inland, possibly toward the Chesapeake Bay area, where resources and farmland would have been more abundant. Archaeological digs have uncovered European artifacts along the Chowan River, about 50 miles from Roanoke, leading some researchers to speculate that the settlers may have split into smaller groups, migrating in different directions in hopes of finding better prospects for survival. A more tragic theory suggests that the colony was wiped out due to conflict with unfriendly tribes. Some believe that the settlers were attacked after leaving Roanoke, possibly due to deteriorating relations or competition for resources. However, the lack of physical evidence of a massacre at Roanoke and the orderly abandonment of the settlement make this theory less likely. There's also a darker, more speculative theory. Some believe the colony fell victim to supernatural forces. According to local Native American lore, the area around Roanoke was believed to be cursed or inhabited by malevolent spirits. Some stories tell of a witch or dark force in the woods that could consume people. While such theories lack historical evidence, they have fueled the mystery and inspired countless ghost stories, legends, and fictional portrayals of the colony's fate. Over the years, several archaeological digs have been conducted on Roanoke and nearby islands, yet the fate of the settlers remains elusive. Some tantalizing artifacts have been discovered, including 16th-century European pottery fragments and tools, but these have not provided definitive answers. Scholars remain divided over the significance of these findings, and the lack of conclusive evidence means the true fate of the colony is still shrouded in mystery. The story of Roanoke has left a lasting impact on American culture, sparking books, documentaries, movies, and even TV series that attempt to imagine what happened to the lost colony. The mystery of Roanoke resonates because it reflects humanity's desire to explore the unknown and confront the dangers that come with it. The Lost Colony of Roanoke serves as a reminder of the risks and uncertainties faced by early explorers and settlers as they ventured into uncharted territories. To this day, Roanoke's mystery endures as one of America's most haunting, unsolved mysteries. New theories and discoveries continue to emerge, but the ultimate fate of the lost colony remains as elusive as ever.